What's up, YouTube? Y'all know who it is. Y'all, today we're going to talk about how a wife chooses YouTube over her own husband pain. And when I say a wife, I'm not just talking about any wife. I am specifically talking about nasty fucking Nate. Now let's get into it. Now let's talk about priorities and morals. This shit disgusts me. Let's talk about how backwards this world has gotten when a man can lose his mother, the woman who birthed him, raised him, loved him, and his own wife decides that her time is better spent online chasing clicks, likes, and fucking views. Talking about Roberts, the same night, September the 4th, the very same day that your husband lost his mother. That's not love. That's not respecting your marriage. That ain't no loyalty. It's straight up disrespect. A man's mother is his first queen. And when she passes, the wife is supposed to step up. She's supposed to be his comfort, be the shoulder, be the balance. But instead, she sat on the internet talking, running her mouth like it's just another regular day. See, this is the part where people get exposed for who they really are. Because the internet don't lie. It documents every damn thing. You can't say you was there for your man when the whole world saw you online while his world was falling apart, shouty. You can't claim you a ride or die when you couldn't even log off for one damn day to be a wife, to be a partner, to stand by your man. Nah, you chose YouTube over his pain. You choose gossip over grief. You choose an audience of strangers over the one person who needed you the most. That's sick. Listen here, J family. A wife like that is a liability, not an asset. A woman who can't show up in her man's darkest hour, but shows up every day for the internet. She don't love you. She loves the attention. She don't care about your heart. She care about clout. And let's be 1,000. What kind of human being sits back and watches their spouse grief alone? That man is broken. On his knees, dealing with the loss of his mother. And your big body, bald head, sweaty, musty, big ankle, stinking ass is on the internet entertaining strangers. And your big body, sweaty, musty, big cankles, bald-headed ass online entertaining strangers, begging for cash apps instead of super stickers. But you supposed to be this big boss, this big goat, but you online begging for cash apps, bitch. The only thing that Nate care about is other people's business. Business is business, huh? No, marriage is marriage. You don't mix the two when death is involved. You don't sacrifice your vows for views. You know what this really shows? It shows that some people care more about being seen than being supportive. Some people would rather go viral than silence for their man's healing. That's embarrassing. You put your whole family on blast when you couldn't even step back and respect this man's pain. I'm talking about y'all. She got online and talked about this situation with a heartless heart. You understand me? It wasn't no pain in her voice, no pain nowhere. She said that man had been in a funk all day. Like, really? He just lost his mama, dummy. Imagine people talking at the funeral, whispering about how the wife was on YouTube while her husband was grieving. Imagine his family looking at you sideways because you were more present for strangers than for your own husband. That's embarrassing. That's the definition of being cold-hearted. Heartless. That's the definition of being disconnected. Selfish. And if we're going to keep it real, that's the type of woman who will be crying, "Why he left me?" later down the line. The truth is, she left him first, emotionally. She logged out of their marriage the same way she refused to log off of YouTube. A wife who can't pause the internet for her man pain, that ain't a wife. A wife who chooses views over her own vows, that ain't right. I'm telling y'all, Nasty Nate is the real definition of a bully. And I'm not talking about a bully to strangers online. I'm talking about to her own marriage. Because nothing cuts deeper than betrayal from the one person who's supposed to have your back. And at the end of the day, you can't delete that. You can't edit that shit. You can't clip that and crop that shit. That's reality. The truth is out here now, and the world can see it. She chose YouTube over her husband pain. And that's a choice that will taunt her ugly ass after the camera stopped rolling. You hear me? And one thing about it, this saga will never forget how you talked about Jay's mama. How you dragged her cooking. How you disrespected his mother on several different occasions. You never liked her, and she never liked you. Probably because she saw right through you. Probably because she knew deep down that you weren't right for her son. And that's the truth. And that's exactly why you can't comfort your husband now. Because you never respected his mother while she was alive. You sit on the internet every day trying to drag other people, trying to expose their families and their relationships. But this is a reality check right here. You ain't shit for how you treated that man mama. You made him choose between you and his own blood. You put him in a position no real woman would ever put her husband in. And the sad part is, you thought you were winning. You thought you were gaining power. But what you really did, what you were really doing was sowing seeds of bitterness, isolation, and karma. So I'm going to call it what it is. Your bald-headed ass is going to reap everything that you sowed. You can fake it for the internet. You can scream about other people's lives. But the one thing that you can't erase is how you treated his mother. The stain will never wash away. You hated the love that Jay had for his mama. The bond that they shared. Because you never had that with your crackhead ass mama. You were mad at Jay mother for sticking around. For being a real mama. When yours left you behind with the same people that made your ugly ass eat out of a toilet. That's the pain that you carry. And that's the hate that you project. And now the world sees it. You ugly bitch.
Welcome to corporate thugging with makeup. Where I'm corporate, but I'm still thugging. Walk in clean, but the vibe still raw. Talk real calm, but she checked by law. Got a badge in a bag, but a rule stay street. Run the play with a folder and still bring heat. Slip with the words, but the stain say go. She the one that'll catch it if the shade too low. Real in the suit, real on the beat. Don't let the heels fool you. She still bring that heat. Make a thuggin', but the check come clean. Hood with the class, got a boss routine. Clock in, ready, still ride on scene. Corporate badge, but a trap queen lean. She rate the reports in the shade too quick. Keep the name cute, but the tone don't switch. Sit in the office and slide to the block. Ain't no cat when the presence pop. Don't flinch when it's heat, just flip and smile. Corporate look, but the talk stay wild. All boss moves with the rawest tone. She don't need crew, she move alone. She don't clock out. She take over.